Got him. Got that one. Oh, look at the size of that fish following him up. Did you see that? Did you see the size of that fish following him up? That was a monster, folks. Little spoon bass. We'll let him go real quick. There was a fish that followed him up. I don't know if he'll come back and hit, but that was a monster. Folks, today we're at Roosevelt Lake spooning, trying to figure out what these fish want. But that was a big one that followed him up. And we're just trying to find out what depth of water these fish are in. They're kind of shallow. Got him. Got that one. I watched him hit it. Oh, it's a crappie. That's like the second crappie we've caught today, folks. Now, when you're spooning, just about any kind of fish will. You can catch catfish, crappie, bass, yellow bass. Look at that. They're all over the place. Boy, he made a big splash. I'll tell you what, when the spoon bite comes into effect in the fall, it can be so much fun. We're right at the start of everything really happening, really, to be honest with you. These fish start schooling and schooling these shad. And when they start schooling the shad, man, you got to find out the depth of water and find out what these fish really, you know, where they're hanging out at to catch them. And a lot of times, and I'll tell you something else, with the Panoptics today, this Garmin, oh man, you can see what's happening out in front of you. And what's really cool about that is you can throw out there, let your spoon kind of drop in it and hop the spoon just a little bit up in front of you and catch these fish. A lot of times you'll watch them hit on that graph before you even feel them, and you just set the hook and boom, they're right there. You'll see the fish follow it down, and that makes it a lot of fun. But we got to find where the bigger bass are hanging out at. Once we find that, man, it can be a lot of fun. Lots of fun. Got that one. Let's see what that one is. Hey, there we go. A little spoon bass here at Roosevelt Lake. See if we can get us another one real quick. They're right under the boat now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Get down there. Come on. There's another one. We fired them up right there. I don't think we found a big school. That one's, oh, he was a little bit bigger. Oh man, I gotta get back there and get back down there. Folks, there's nothing more fun than coming to Roosevelt Lake. We're a little bit early for this spoon bite, it seems like, but there's still some in areas that you can catch them in. Man, that's fun, man. When you can fire a school up, it's hard for one guy to do it. But man, there's another one. If you can get down there, you can get it done pretty quickly. Oh, that's a little bit better fish too. Come on up here, son. Come on up here. Little spoon bass, look at that. I love it. I gotta get back down there. They're going good right now. They're going good. Man, when you find a school of bass, you gotta just keep going after it. It's so much fun. I'm throwing a 3/4 ounce Hopkins spoon, or Strata spoon, basically. This is basically the same thing, but Strata spoon's made by Bass Pro Shops, and I'll tell you what, that is a lot of fun when they get to hammering those baits and you find the right areas. Look at all those fish down there. They're coming under the boat right now. They're coming under the boat. Come on. Got him. He reached up and swung on that. I just had slack in my line. He's on the other side of the boat now. Oh, little guy. You know, a lot of times something to remember too when you're doing this kind of fishing is when you pull up and your bait absolutely does not fall down, then in all honesty, it's time for you to set the hook, because what happens is a lot of times you pull up and as it sinks, they grab it. So you got to be ready for that. See if we can catch another one right here under the boat. They're stacked. Look at them. Look at them. They're stacked. Here they come for my bait. Oh! Look at all the fish following it up. Little guys. That was a lot of fish following it up. Watch this. I'm gonna drop it straight down. Watch this. Watch these fish right here. See, there goes my bait. You can see my bait falling down right there. There it is. They followed it down. Got him. I got him. We're gonna school those little ones. See, so you're gonna find that when you're moseying around, a lot of times you'll be like right in the middle of a school of little ones or big ones. But it's always fun to catch them anyway. So get back down there and you never know, you might get a big one out of there. Now we're kind of losing it, but you can see my bait fall straight down. How fast it falls down is incredible. I think we got out of them there. Oh, there might be one more down there. Come on. You can see me pulling my bait up on the graph there. That Panoptics. And it flutters down. But we got to be around the fish. These fish have since gone. See, this is where we're at here. Those fish, I'd have to turn around and we got to find them. So, and we caught those fish in a little bit shallower water, which tells me, yeah, those are going to be the smaller fish. So let's back around and see where they're at. See, I turned the trolling motor around and that transducer will face behind us and I can see the fish went behind us. So here they are here. We're getting ready to go back under them. I'm just going to drop my spoon down and we'll see if we can get back in them. That's another thing to remember when you're spooning. Very important. If you're looking for these spoonfish and you want to get right over top of them, don't keep your trolling motor on high, because if you do that, you're going to blow by the fish when you want to stop and drop. So you really need to be moving a lot slower. There he is. Look at that. Is that a smallmouth? That was a smallmouth. Oh my goodness. Let's get back down there on them. Here we go, folks. Look at this. Look at right down underneath. We got the whole school fired up. The whole school is fired up. That was a smallmouth. Just never know what you're going to get. Sometimes you get yellows, crappie. You know, it's fun to find the schools of bass. The other thing is when you're popping these, you want to try to get yourself in position. Sometimes it's hard, but to have your rod tip, see, I'm on the bottom where my rod tip's at, pointing towards the water. So when you pop it up, you're back down there, and hopefully you get yourself in some kind of a position to be able to hit them when they hit you. Because if you're popping your spoon way up here and you got your line going way up here, you can no longer really set the hook because you're already at the top. So you want to make sure you get it down there where you're at. Here's the bait we're throwing today. That's the Strata spoon. I love it, 3/4 ounce bait. You can choose to put, it's kind of, you know, your preference. You can choose to put a red hook on there if you like, change it out to a red hook, change it out to, you know, those red hooks sometimes really get it. They think it's like a bleeding shad. There's a lot of people that talk, it doesn't work, it does work. I think at times it does work. So red's not gonna hurt you. I've caught a million fish with the red hook. So if it gives you confidence, throw it, you know. One thing I will say about this particular bait, and you can see it's got a little hammer on it, so it's got great flash when it falls, is you need to add a swivel. I'm using a number 2 swivel here. If you don't use the swivel, you're gonna twist your line up really bad. So be sure you put on a good swivel so, you know, as the bait's turning and things, it doesn't twist your line. I recommend that with basically all my spoons. So here we go. This is the cripple herring. It's an awesome bait. You can take and you can bend it where the metal is soft enough to where you can bend and you can actually get any kind of flutter you want on it. You can leave it straight. It's a great bait as well. They all fall a little bit differently. The Castmaster has more of a flutter type fall like this on the way down. Caught 1,000,002 fish on that. When they want that slower fall, go with that Castmaster. It really works great. And the ice jig. What's funny is I had a tackle store for a long time when I was a kid. I used to sell these to the ice fishermen. And this type of bait right here is just awesome, made by Rapala as well. And it has more of a, you know, as you pull it, it'll drift to a side, and then you pull it again, it'll drift way over to the other side. And it's really made for ice fishing, but it works great on these chasing bass that are actually going after the shad. It's been incredible. The other thing is the Blitz Lures came out with an awesome blade bait, and it works really well. You can cast this, like if you see them out there on the graph, you can cast it and reel it in like a little crankbait, and it's got a great vibration to it. Or you can just jig it straight up and down underneath the boat and catch fish on it. These are all great spoons and a way to catch these fish. And a lot of times, like I said, if they don't want that harsh fall, that real quick fall, and they want something slower, you can go to the Castmaster, or you can go to the ice jigs, things like that, and they really do hammer these baits. But I strongly suggest on these few baits like this, you put swivels on. Now, when it comes to the blade bait, you don't have to, all right? The blade bait kind of keeps itself straight, so you could just tie right to the clip, and you're good to go. Got him. A lot of times they'll hit it on the fall, and you got to be ready for that. Come on, dude. Oh, that's a good, decent fish right there. Look at that. Nice, decent fish. Come on in here. Come on in here. I got you. I got you. What'll happen a lot of times too is you'll see it. You'll be in an area that's got a lot of shad in it, and we're in an area that there's a lot of shad. First thing you look for is the grebes. We had a lot of grebes on the outside coming in, and then they stopped, and they're chasing the ones out there. There's one. And let's see if we can't get this one in. Let him fight a little bit. There we go. Oh, yes. Look at that. That is so much fun. Ah, that's a good looking fish. Oh, they're down there. But you want that bait to get down there quick. That's why you want the 3/4 ounce. So if I go to a 1/2 ounce, I'll probably be fishing a little bit, you know, if they want that slower fall. Sometimes they want the slower fall, but right now we're trying to get that reaction strike out of them. As it comes by their face, they just whack it, you know. One thing really important, this is a great tip of the week. When you're fishing for these fish, watch how close they are to the bottom. If you're only coming across a couple of fish and they're laying right on the bottom, okay, you make shorter twitches. So shorter pops of the rod tip, you don't go all the way up. When you have them really chasing and going after everything, you can really pop it up high. But man, when they're down there and they're really not moving off the bottom, just short little pops, short little twitches. I'll see if I can pull it up here. See if you can see my spoon. See my spoon? Let's see if I can get it to where you can see it. There it is. Okay, there's my spoon. There's a fish there, but I'm making short pops. These are short little pops right here, okay? You don't want to make the long pops, you know, if they're laying on the bottom a lot of times. Like, see, I just brought my spoon up. That's my spoon that I just brought up way over them. So, you know, a lot of times when they're on the bottom, you can just make those short little pops and they'll hit it. That's my tip of the week. These fish are in about 35 foot of water. We've been fishing too shallow and found out that they're a little bit deeper than that. But there's a whole school of them down there. You can have a lot of fun. And what'll happen is they'll swim under the boat, and then they'll leave, and then they'll come back. And what's really cool with your Garmin Panoptics, there he is, just a little guy. With your Garmin Panoptics, a lot of times you can get down there and find out exactly where the fish are. Look, you can see how schooled up they are. I want you to come up here and look at this. Look how schooled up they are down there. Unbelievable. Look at the school of bass down there. Okay, we're just dropping straight down, let it fall to the bottom, and then you just pop your rod tip up. Oh, there he is. And he just hammered it right on the way down. Is that not fun? This is, oh man, he decided he wanted to fight. Oh, look at that. A little bit better fish. Get on in here. Sometimes you can catch those big fish too down there. And what this bait actually looks like when it flutters down, it looks like an injured, dying shad. And boy, it looks like it's trying to live, but it's not. We found the depth of water. It took us a while. We fished and we fished and we fished. That's the thing with the spoon bite, is trying to find out the depth of water these fish are actually in. Once you find that, a lot of times you can catch these fish. Now you can see what I'm doing. You gotta let slack in the line a little bit as you let it fall and let it flutter down properly. We gotta find those fish. Now see how the screen just went blank? Now here, you can kind of see, now it's coming back. Now you got a few fish down there. We've been kind of moving around a little bit, but they're down there. Now I'm gonna look at my pan optics and I'm gonna move my troll. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm gonna bring this fish up. Wow, I must have foul hooked this one. It feels big. They'll come up sideways when you're hopping that spoon off the bottom. I'm just gonna ease it up and see what it is. We'll ease it up. Yep, see, look at that. Sometimes you get them that way, but that's a good fish. There he is. There he is. We got him. We got him. Not a bad fish. Not a bad fish. Come on. Oh, yeah. Not a bad one. Oh, and he broke my hook. Look at that. Look at that. I think that's when I hit that tree. There's fish down there. Let me try one more time. Let me try one more time here. They're stacked down there now. I'll tell you what a fun time today. You know, you get on these spoon bites, it is really hard to not have a good time. It might be a little aggravating trying to find out the depth of water and what these fish are really doing, but I'll be honest with you, it's a lot of fun. And I'll give you another little tip as we end the day that's really, really important. You know, if you get a cloud cover, don't be afraid, or early in the morning, or late in the evening when the sun starts going down, do not be afraid to try white. Boy, white or some kind of glow color works really good on these fish. So don't be afraid to try it. You'll catch a lot of fish on it. And I'll tell you what, he popped it, but he didn't get it. Come on. We've had a lot of fun on the show today. Thanks for joining us. Roosevelt Lake never disappoints when it comes to the spoon bite. It's a lot of fun in the fall, and what's really good is it's fun in the winter too. So this is a technique that you can take all the way through the winter and have a lot of fun with it. Find the depth of water these fish are hanging in and just start fishing it. Thanks for joining us on the water today. I'm Johnny Johnson. Now, see, that's what I'm talking about, folks.